Hi friends, and welcome to Book a Day for Little Learners. Friends, today we're going to read the story I'll Always Love You by Hans Wilhelm. Friends, this story isn't specifically about Valentine's Day, but for me Valentine's Day is really about love and friendship, and that's why I chose this story for today. Friends, every day up until Valentine's Day we will read a story about Valentine's Day or love and friendship. Friends, I appreciate you visiting our channel. If you are already a subscriber, thank you. I appreciate that, and I'm happy to see you back. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe. As I said, we do a new story every single day, and I hope you enjoy this reading of I'll Always Love You, and please hit that like button. This is a story about Elfie, the best dog in the world. We grew up together, but Elfie grew much faster than I did. I loved resting my head on her warm coat, and then we would dream together. Friends, do you have a dog? Or maybe a cat? I have 2 dogs. My brother and sister loved Elfie very much, but she was my dog. So the little boy has a brother and a sister. Looks like the brother is older and the sister is younger. And look, Elfie is sleeping on all 3 of them. It's kind of funny. Every day, Elfie and I played together. Like they played together at the beach. Uh-oh. In this picture, Elfie has gone into the water and then caught a stick. Now she's shaking it all over this man at the beach. He might not be very happy about that. Elfie loved to chase squirrels and to dig in my mother's flower garden. Oh, that's not good, friends. It is not fun when dogs dig up flowers. His mom worked hard to grow those flowers. Sometimes my folks would get very angry with Elfie when she would get into mischief, but they still loved her even when they scolded her. So mischief is when you do something you shouldn't do, like she took the food off the table. That is not pet food, that is dog food. That is not dog food, that's people food. The trouble was, no one told her except me. The little boy is the one who told the dog that he loved her. The years passed quickly, and while I was growing taller and taller, Elfie was growing rounder and rounder. Friends, this is the same picture that they used on the front cover. Can you tell what time of year it is? There are kind of orangish and brown leaves flying through the air, so that means it's in the fall, when the trees are starting to lose their leaves as they head into winter. Look at Elfie. She barely fits in her dog bed. The older Elfie got, the more she slept, and the less she liked to walk. I was getting worried. Looks like Elfie needs some exercise. The little boy wants to take her for a walk and she just doesn't want to go. We took Elfie to the vet. Friends, a vet is a doctor for animals. A veterinarian is what they're called. But there wasn't much he could do. Elfie's just growing old, he said. So there wasn't anything wrong with Elfie, she was just getting old. It soon became too difficult for Elfie to climb the stairs, but she had to sleep in my room. Look what the little boy does. He carries her up the stairs every single night. He loves her, doesn't he? I gave Elfie a soft pillow to sleep on, and before we went to sleep, I would say to her, "I'll always love you." I know she understood. And look, the little boy is dreaming about the fun times they had together. One morning, I woke up and discovered that Elfie had died during the night. Every living thing dies at some point. So the little boy loved her very much. Let's see what happens next. We buried Elfie together We all cried and hugged each other. My brother and sister loved Elfie a lot, but they never told her so. I was very sad too, but it helped to remember that I had told her every night, "I'll always love you." So that little boy has puppies, and he's watching how sad they are burying their dog. A neighbor offered me a puppy. I knew Elfie wouldn't have minded, but I said no. At some point, the little boy will be ready for another dog. He just wasn't ready quite yet. I gave him Elfie's basket instead. He needed it more than I did. The little boy was being kind and generous. Someday I'll have another dog, or a kitten, or a goldfish, but whatever it is, I'll tell it every night, "I'll always love you." Friends, I hope you enjoyed this reading of "I'll Always Love You" by Hans Wilhelm. This was a story about a little boy who had a dog named Elfie that he loved very, very much. And it took you through the dog's life cycle of when he was a puppy, and he and the boy used to do things together, and they had lots of fun, and they made lots of good memories. And the little boy always told Elfie the dog, "I'll always love you." And eventually Elfie got old and she passed away, she died. And so I think that this is a very sweet story about a relationship between a boy and his dog. But I also think it's important to remember that it's okay to express to people around you, to the people that you love them. So maybe when you wake up in the morning, the person that wakes you up, maybe you say good morning and I love you, or maybe you say it when they drop you off at school or at daycare. And so it's okay to do those things, to express yourself and to say, "I love you." Those are all very sweet things that the people who love you always appreciate hearing. Friends, I hope you enjoyed "I'll Always Love You" today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our next story about love, friendship, or Valentine's Day. Until then, friends.